Hi everyone, on today's segment we're going to make the classic French dish called the cheese souffle.
For the ingredients, all basic, you probably have in your kitchen, so you don't have to really go out of your way, except for the Gruyere cheese. And this could be substituted with a sharp cheddar, just something that has a nutty type of flavor. This will be your primary flavoring component, and the butter, of course. So don't skim on that. Try to spend a little bit more money. 1 cup of milk, 3 tablespoons of flour, 3/4 of a cup of shredded Gruyere cheese or sharp cheddar, about 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm using European butter. I think it's Kerrygold. And as always, the ingredients are listed below the video. 4 ramekins or a souffle dish, whatever your preference is. And these, of course, have to be buttered in advance. Salt and pepper. Oh, and the most important, versatile ingredient in your kitchen, eggs. You'll need 5 for them to be exact. Let's begin. We'll start by preheating our oven to 400 degrees. This is where we will multitask. I will be warming up the milk ever so gently, so lower the temperature there. I don't want to skim to form. I'm going to let the butter melt, and then I'll add my flour. The butter is nice and melted, and I'm going to add my flour. I could shut off the heat for the milk as well. This is where you'll be focusing entirely on the whisking of the flour and butter. This is not a time to go and answer a text or a call. This is your only focus. And I'm going to do this on a low heat. This is on a higher temperature. Get into the corners and the edges. The goal is to cook away the floury, or the flour, the taste of the flour. We're not looking for a brown sauce. Try to keep this light, and that's why it's important to have the heat on low temperature. And once you see some simmering and bubbles, then we could pour in the milk. So the mixture is bubbling, and now I will add the warm milk. Remember, you're multitasking here, so you'll be whisking as you're pouring in the milk. This is just right. Once it could coat the back of a spoon, you're good. You don't want it too thick, but it's thickened enough, and we could stop the heat. I'll transfer this into a clean bowl. So this is cooled off. It's been about 2 minutes. And I'll add the cheese. Now we're going to separate the egg whites from the yolk. It's important that when you're cracking your egg not to get any of the yellow into the whites, because it's the yellow that inhibits the mixture from becoming voluminous, which is what you're looking for. Okay? So begin by gently cracking this on the edge of the bowl. Oh, I hope I don't get any yellow in there. Bam. Nice. Okay. See? All good. Beautiful. That wasn't too bad, huh? If you're a little apprehensive about doing this, I would probably recommend testing one or two just to make sure that you're comfortable before having a bowl dedicated just for the egg whites. Okay? Now let's put this in the mixer. I'm going to take a peek to see if we've achieved stiff. Now this is still really soft. It's important to look, at least once or twice, check in on it, because if they're over whipped, it's a point of no return. You'd have to do it all over again, and we're not looking for that curly kind of texture that's grainy. You want it smooth, but stiff enough where it has some structure. So let's go back to whipping. Okay, I'm going to stop this again, check to make sure. No, give it another minute. Yep, this is what we're looking for. Not too stiff. I think if I whipped a little bit more, it'll start to curdle and look too grainy. So this is just right. Now let's incorporate the egg whites. But I did forget to do something, which isn't a big deal, but I would recommend to add the salt and a little bit of pepper, not too much. I don't want the specks to show before adding in the cheese. Just mix that up. And I'm going to do this in 3 to 4 increments. The first batch is just to lighten up. The bechamel sauce and the folding technique. Right, I should discuss the folding technique. When adding in the egg whites, you're going to use the folding technique, which is kind of your multitasking again. So you're spinning the bowl counterclockwise and you're cutting through the sauce and you're folding over, just like such. Okay? The sauce is just becoming lighter and lighter. And that's the goal. To get everything in there, all the egg whites. This technique is also used when you're making a sponge cake, which gives it that light and airy texture, which is what sponge cakes are so famous for. Alexa, stop timer. Timer. Wow, look at these. They look absolutely beautiful. Now they're really hot, so I'm going to let them cool off for just a tad before I taste them. So let me just dig in. If I could get a piece. So hot. Really good. Remember when I told you to splurge on the cheese and the butter? It makes a huge difference because it is the main ingredients, the flavoring ingredients, that is. Just spend a little bit more money on that and you'll get something similar. I put a little bit more than I wanted to in the ramekins, so I have 4, but 5 would probably do, and you'll still keep or have the same kind of a presentation when it comes out of the oven. It just won't collapse. One of them did collapse. Okay? If you like what you just saw, give me a thumbs up. And for more videos, don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.